It's all Jews and Greeks to me. Yeah, I'm so funny. Seriously, let's define our terms. All of us are either Jews or Gentiles. A Jew is any descendant of the Bible character Jacob, whom God named Israel. Jacob had 12 sons who each became the leader of a tribe. These 12 tribes constitute the ancient nation of Israel, the Israelites. A Gentile is anyone from any other family. In other words, any non-Jew. Asian or Caucasian, black or Native American, any non-Jew is a Gentile. Sometimes we read an alternative translation, the nations, in place of the Gentiles. Let's note a couple of points about the usage of the word Gentile. Sometimes in the New Testament, the word Greek is used instead of the word Gentile to mean the same thing, a non-Jew. For example, Romans 1:16, I am not ashamed of the gospel, for it is the power of God for salvation to everyone who believes, to the Jew first and also to the Greek. Everyone is either a Jew or a Greek. And once we read about Christians, the word Gentile is sometimes used in a spiritual context to mean non-Christians. As in 1 Peter 2, verse 12, keep your conduct among the Gentiles honorable. When in doubt as to whether Gentile is being used in a physical genealogy sense or a spiritual sense, rely on the context. The book of 1 Peter is addressing Christians. A few passages from chapter 1 establish this point. Verse 3, the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ has caused us to be born again to a living hope through the resurrection of Jesus Christ from the dead. Verse 7 mentions the tested genuineness of your faith. And verse 8 says, though you have not seen him, you love him. Though you do not now see him, you believe in him. Although Peter uses Old Testament terminology quite heavily in the book, he is applying it in a new way. In chapter 2, verse 9, he pulls wording straight from Exodus 19, directed originally to the Jewish nation. You are a chosen race, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a people for his own possession. But in verse 10, he adds something not found in Exodus 19. Once you were not a people, but now you are God's people. Once you had not received mercy, but now you have received mercy. That description never applied to Jews because the nation of Israel had been God's special people since the days of their forefather Jacob, while non-Jews had never had God's special covenant, promises, priesthood, law, etc. See Romans chapter 9, verse 4. Peter is speaking to non-Jews, that is, Gentiles, who have become Christians. In verse 12, then, when he writes, keep your conduct among the Gentiles honorable, we understand him to be telling Gentile Christians who have become God's people to behave properly around non-Christians. Regardless of your family's lineage, you can choose Christ. You can become one of God's chosen people and obtain God's mercy.